Hello, and welcome to the Options Academy. My name is Paul Kluskowski. In this video series, we're going to take you through the basics of options. In my more than 15 years as an investment manager, I've had the opportunity to trade literally thousands of option contracts for both my clients and myself. And as you can imagine, I've learned a few things that I want to share with you as part of this series. We're going to be sure to help you with the basics, as well as executing trades in your account so that you can get up and running successfully and responsibly utilizing options in your account. So be sure to tune in for all of the segments and be sure to join us for the next segment. Thank you. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us for this next segment that we are calling Income Generation Trade Development. I think you'll enjoy this segment. This is where we show you how to actually bring in some money from our option trades. So let's go ahead and get started. The first step, we want to choose a company with sound fundamentals. For me, that means a large cap dividend payer. It also means a company whose name is well known and regarded. These are the names that are familiar to us. They're all around us. I'm certain you have some in your mind. If need be, however, you can use a research service to provide you with the names of companies that have these sound fundamentals that we are looking for. And lastly, let's avoid volatile sectors such as biotech and media. These are sectors that can have sharp moves in the underlying stock prices, and it causes difficulty managing these sorts of trades. Number 2, do you already own the stock? If yes, we're going to use a covered call strategy. If no, then we're going to use what's called the cash covered put. Stock price considerations for either strategy. We want the stock price of the stock to be above its 200-day moving average. The saying in the industry is nothing good happens below the 200-day moving average, so we want to respect that wisdom. For covered call initiation, the preferred condition is overbought. Now you can use your favorite oscillator to make this determination. I personally like Connor's RSI or the MACD histogram to make these determinations. For cash covered put initiation, our preferred condition is oversold. And then the last stock price consideration is to avoid stocks that are trading over $100 per share. Each option contract for a $100 stock will tie up $10,000 of capital in your account, and it also will create a much more volatile situation for the underlying option. So we want to stay in that $25 to $50 price range for the stock, and that makes these much more manageable, especially when we are just beginning to do these trades. Number 4, key option parameter determination. The first determination that we want to make is the strike price. For covered call initiation, I like to be 2 to 4% above the market price of the stock. And for the cash covered put, I like to be 2 to 4% below the current market price of the stock. As far as the expiration date determination, stick with the monthlies. These are the ones that expire the third Friday of every month, as opposed to the weeklies, which expire every Friday. The reason for this is quite simple. The monthly expirations have far higher liquidity than do the weeklies, and this lets us get in and out of the trades much more easily should that be necessary. I like to go out 5 to 7 weeks from the current date. This is the part that best solves the max-min problem between time and premium collected and keeps us in that sweet spot where we're collecting as much premium for the time that's left. Lastly, I also like to check for any earnings announcements that may come up between trade initiation and options expiration day. And again, the reason for this is that an earnings announcement, either good or bad, can cause a sharp movement in the underlying stock price, and that may cause us problems managing the option position. Number 5, placing the trade. This is what it's all about. This is putting the trade in your account. Now I want to point out that most brokerages have help desks, and they can't give advice. However, they can help you with the order entry process. And if you're not familiar with this, and if you haven't done any of these, I highly recommend you reach out and get that help putting the first few trades in, just to be sure you get off to a good start. Remember, one option contract equals 100 shares of stock. Don't make the mistake of thinking you have to sell 100 options because you own 100 shares of stock. That will get you a phone call from your brokerage pretty quickly. The initiating trade will be sell to open. That's a little different from many other trades that you've probably done in the past, so just be aware, since it's a short option, we will be selling to open as the initiator. Other option identifiers that are going to be needed to complete the order ticket is the underlying stock, which we talked about earlier. You'll need to put that in. You'll need to also identify whether you're doing a call or a put. And again, if it's covered call, you're going to select call. If you're doing the cash covered put, you'll select put. We'll need to identify the strike price, the expiration date, and then you'll also be given an opportunity to put in the option price or the option premium that you wish to receive for the trade. Now, you can certainly do this as a market order and just let it execute as is. However, I like to look at where the option is trading and specify a price and use a limit order to get those filled, just so that I can get the price I like for that, and I would recommend you do the same too. Then send the order and verify that you got the appropriate fill. At this point, number 6, we're going to monitor the trade. Now, bear in mind that short options will be displayed as a negative value in your account. And if you've never held a short position in your account before, this will look different. You will see a minus sign in front of the price. It may be displayed in red instead of green or something to that effect, just to show you that it is a negative value because it's a short position. And then lastly, do remember that the option prices will fluctuate as the underlying stock price does. So don't be alarmed by that, but be cognizant of this effect. And also be aware that it will affect the bottom line of your account. So that concludes the steps for an option income generation trade. I wish you the best of luck with your first few trades. Thank you, and be sure to join us for the next segment. So here we are at the end of the series. I certainly hope you've enjoyed our time together. We've helped you learn the difference between calls and puts. We've explored the difference between rights and obligations. We've shown you how to identify options correctly using the identifiers such as strike price, expiration, and underlying. We've shown you strategies to use options for both risk reduction as well as income generation, two very good uses for options in your account. If you've enjoyed this series, stay tuned for future courses from Investopedia. Thank you, and best of luck with your trades.